Hey guys! Last December, my friend and I, we made a video on the It Begins 2012 and King Resurrected promos that were airing at the time. In the video, we mentioned that within the following weeks, we would make a Undertaker possible Wrestlemania opponents video. Well, we haven't gotten around to doing that, so I'm going to tie that into the main topic of this video. And it's the Triple H vs. Undertaker Hell in the Cell match at tomorrow's WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. Now, I'll be honest. When I found out that Undertaker was facing Triple H at this year's WrestleMania, my initial reaction was, really, are you freaking kidding me? Triple H is facing Undertaker for the third time now? Because I didn't want Undertaker to face Triple H. Here are a couple of people who I wouldn't mind having Undertaker face at this year's WrestleMania instead of Triple H. One of them being Sheamus. Because if you look at how Sheamus was being built for the last couple years now, he's been built pretty strong, to the point where when he does get a title opportunity, and if he actually wins it, it's actually believable that he can carry that belt for like 2-3 months. And within that build-up, Sheamus hasn't faced any well-known main eventers. And I was thinking that maybe by having Sheamus face off against Undertaker at WrestleMania, that we could use that to determine whether or not he's ready for a main event type match, and if he can actually put on a main event caliber match. I was also thinking that since there was when the It Begins 2012 promos were airing, people were speculating that it was Undertaker, and a lot were saying it could have been Chris Jericho. Turns out it was Chris Jericho, and I was thinking maybe Chris Jericho could have faced Undertaker at this year's WrestleMania, because they're two big name stars from the Attitude Era who have never faced each other at WrestleMania, who have history with one another. I was also thinking that Undertaker could face off against Wade Barrett, because I believe it was in 2010 when Wade Barrett, who was leader of the Nexus at the time, helped Kane bury Undertaker in the Buried Alive match at Bragging Rights. And we had never got an explanation as to why the Nexus helped Kane bury Undertaker. And they could have used that to build up the WrestleMania match. Another name I'm going to throw out there, and this person, I'll admit, his title run so far, it has been pretty good. He's been putting on some good matches, they built him up strong, and he has history with Undertaker as well. And that person is CM Punk. That would have been a good WrestleMania match, but instead, CM Punk's facing Chris Jericho, which I'm really pumped up for. That's the match I'm most excited for, I will admit that. Sheamus is facing Daniel Bryan, which is pretty cool, and Wade Barrett's out with a dislocated elbow, so that kind of sucks. So instead, we have Triple H versus Undertaker at a Hell in a Cell, with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. Now, when the announcement was made that Triple H and Undertaker were having a Hell in a Cell match, I'll admit this, I was shocked, because throughout the past couple of years now, we knew when the Hell in a Cell match was going to occur. Because why? There's a namesake pay-per-view in October. So having a WrestleMania, having a Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, that's actually pretty cool. Because when was the last time we had a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania? Because it's been so long that I kind of forgot. I will admit that. So within that promo, when they made the announcement that Taker and Triple H were going to have a Hell in a Cell match, Triple H brought up the point that he didn't want to face Undertaker because he saw him as a brand and it was good for business. Which is kind of a good point, because Undertaker's WrestleMania streak is probably one of the many reasons why people tune into WrestleMania. Because they want to see if Undertaker's streak can still go, and if whoever's Undertaker's facing at that year's WrestleMania has a chance of actually ending the streak. And there's a couple people who came real close to doing so. So then, in the next couple weeks, this part got me a little hyped up for the match, because Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee, and you guys, most of you should know how I feel about Shawn Michaels right now, because I will say that Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. And by having Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee, that kind of adds something to the match, because Shawn Michaels has history with Triple H and Undertaker. And the thing is that now that Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee, we don't know how the match is going to end. Will Shawn Michaels side with Triple H and end Undertaker's WrestleMania streak? Will he side with Undertaker and have the streak continue? Yeah, have the streak continue, or will he end up super kicking them both, making it a no contest, so that way Undertaker's streak still continues, and at the same time Triple H doesn't lose the match. So I will say this, I'm kind of a bit skeptical about how the match is going to be, because they say it's the end of an era, so that most people are expecting that since it's the end of an era, they're going to have an Attitude Era type style Hell in a Cell, which features a lot of blood, extreme violence, and a shit ton of weapons. The only reason why I'm skeptical about this Hell in a Cell match is because for the past couple of years now, the Hell in a Cell match has been so watered down, like crazy. Because I'll say this, for most of the Hell in a Cell matches have been pretty boring. Now for this one, I hope that's not the case, and I don't expect it to be too violent. It'd be nice to see some blood, but I'm going into this Hell in a Cell match hoping that there's a lot of weapons used, there's some interesting spots, and they actually utilize the cell, which hasn't occurred in most Hell in a Cell matches in recent years. So that's it for the video, and later on today, my friend and I, we're going to be doing a debate video. Well, not really a debate, it's more of a point-counterpoint argument on who's better between these two wrestlers. I won't mention who, so that you're going to tune in for. And I will say this, the person who I'm arguing for, I know shit all about, so I had to do some research. So hopefully that video goes well, and comment down below if you're pumped up for the Undertaker versus Triple H Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee for tomorrow's WrestleMania. And I know I've said that a lot, but I apologize for that. Also, before I close this video, I want to mention how I found it hilarious when Shawn Michaels said this to Undertaker. And how he pointed out how ironic it is that even though Undertaker ended Shawn Michaels' career, he now has the power to end his because he's the special guest referee. That was hilarious. So anyway, comment down below if you're excited for the match. And stay tuned for our point-counterpoint argument video on who's better. So until then, later.